The Haunting Legacy of the Bell Witch, a true story in the deep recesses of early 19th century Tennessee. An ominous legend began to take form, a dark and enduring tale that would seep into local lore and haunt hearts for generations to come. In an era when superstition mingled easily with everyday life, the Bell family of Adams, Tennessee, unwittingly drew the attention of a restless spirit. Their humble farmhouse, tucked away amid sprawling fields and dense woodlands, became the stage for a series of events that modern skeptics would later dismiss as folklore, yet whose echoes still chill the bones of those who remember. The Bells were held in high regard by their neighbors, a family known for their honesty, hard work, and warm hospitality. Their home, modest but full of life, was a place where laughter filled the rooms and simple routines dictated each day. Yet as the seasons began to change, an imperceptible chill began to infiltrate the corridors of the homestead. In the mild evenings, when dusk softened the edges of reality, an unnatural cold would settle around the walls. There were moments when the everyday sounds of creaking wood and distant animal calls seemed to distort into something unearthly. A voice, a mere whisper, might waft through a quiet room even when no one was speaking. At first, these occurrences were subtle, easily attributed to the vagaries of weather or strain on an old house. But soon, their persistence could no longer be ignored. It started with a persistent feeling that they were not alone. An inexplicable pressure in the air, as if unseen eyes were watching every move. The family began to notice small, unsettling anomalies, a rocking chair that swayed without reason, door hinges that squeaked like quiet pleas, and every now and then, the unmistakable sensation of being brushed by an unseen hand. Neighbors too began to murmur, passed in hushed tones at the market, and exchanged in furtive glances along dim lanes. Stories emerged of odd happenings at the Bell homestead. Some claimed that if one stood in the doorway late at night, a distorted face could be seen, half hidden in the shadows. Others recalled hearing faint murmurs that seemed to come from rooms long abandoned. Over the course of weeks, these eerie phenomena escalated from mere misbehavior of objects to blatant signs of a malevolent presence. Lights would flicker without cause, and the steady hum of everyday life was disrupted by sudden, inexplicable noises, a tap at the window late at night, and the unmistakable sound of footsteps pacing in empty rooms. The very atmosphere of the home seemed to shift, as if the comforting boundaries between day and night, life and death, were beginning to blur. The terror was not only confined to the walls of the house, it seeped out into the community. Farmers spoke of unnatural silences in their fields, where the corn rustled as if whispering ancient warnings. And travelers on country roads recounted inexplicable fleeting visions of a spectral figure moving just beyond the edge of their sight. This dark force soon became known by a name that would send shivers down the spine of every local: the Bell Witch. Whispers gave way to more definite accounts. The spirit was said to be an anguished soul, condemned to wander for reasons shrouded in mystery. Various theories abounded. Some claimed she was the ghost of a woman brutally wronged by society. Others believed she was a demon summoned by ancestral sins, a manifestation of repressed guilt and unavenged injustice. In the home of the Bells, however, the nature of the specter mattered little compared to its destructive impact. The entity would not merely intrude, it attacked. Its presence was like an unyielding storm, at times a low, ominous murmur, at others a full-throated assault of unknown force. Matters reached a crescendo on one fateful storm-ravaged night, a tempest that seemed to tear the very heavens asunder. The hour was late, and darkness had claimed the land, broken only by the jagged fork of lightning, which illuminated the battered structure of the farmhouse in flashes of stark spectral light. John Bell, the patriarch of the family, found himself caught in a nightmarish struggle between his own mortal will and an unimaginable force pressing in from every direction. Accounts of that night have survived through oral tradition, recounting episodes of bone-chilling howls mingled with the sound of splintering wood and the unholy clamor of a force that defied description. Witnesses in nearby farms later spoke of the sound of inhuman voices rising in anger and of windows shattered by invisible blows. For one terrifying night, the Bell Witch was more than legend. She was a wrathful entity, determined to break the spirit of those who had unwittingly incurred her fury. In the storm's wake, silence fell, an oppressive, heavy quiet that signified a new chapter in the haunted saga. The Bells, their lives forever scarred by that evening of terror, withdrew into a world of muted grief and perpetual fear. Those who witnessed the uncanny events spoke in wary tones of a presence that had turned their very home into a prison of dread. Even as time marched on, they could not unhear the echoes of that terrible night. The memories were woven into the fabric of every creak in the floorboards and every rustle of the wind through the trees. The community of Adams, once marked by its jovial simplicity, now found itself enshrouded in a pervasive gloom. Neighbors began to recount their own encounters with inexplicable phenomena. A farmer might describe the sight of a shadow darting across his field, too swift and too vaguely human to be mere illusion. A local school teacher recalled a night when the laughter of unseen children echoed down an empty street. Every account, though tinged with the personal terror of its witness, contributed, like fragments of a shattered mirror, to the larger, more terrible picture of the Bell Witch. Through years of whispered recollection, the legend grew a symbol of retribution, an omen that the injustice of the past has a way of clawing its way into the present. Decades have passed since those early, haunted days, yet the chilling presence of the Bell Witch endures. Modern-day historians and paranormal investigators, armed with faded records and contemporary testimonies, continue to delve into the mystery. There are those who maintain that her spirit still lingers near the ruins of the old Bell homestead, a constant reminder that some forces are not bound by time. On certain moonlit nights, visitors to the area claim to feel an inexplicable chill, to hear soft recitations on the wind that invoke the bitter sorrow of someone long wronged. Such encounters provide a tangible link to the past, a bridge between the world of the living and a realm where the echoes of agony persist. The haunting legacy of the Bell Witch is more than a relic of folklore. It is a mirror reflecting the darker aspects of human nature. It speaks to the consequences of unresolved injustice and the eerie persistence of old wounds. The sparse accounts in faded diaries, grim letters, and historical records merge with modern-day whispers to form a continuous thread of dread. Every story, every fearful glance shared in a dark room serves as a testament to the fact that certain evils are forever imprinted. In this enduring tale of pain, vengeance, and supernatural retribution, one truth remains. Not all legacies fade. Some, like the Bell Witch, grow only darker as they move through time. The forests around Adams still guard ancient secrets, and the winds that sweep over long-abandoned fields seem to carry with them the soft, sorrowful pleas of an anguished spirit. In the dense silence of midnight, amidst the rustling of dead leaves and creaking wood, there lies an unassuaged reminder that the past is never truly laid to rest. For those who seek to uncover the mysteries hidden in the folds of history, the story of the Bell Witch is a stark, unsettling reminder. When injustice is left unavenged, its echoes may come back with a fury that defies understanding. As the chill of autumn lingers in every shadow, casts its pale light. The Bell Witch remains a spectral witness to the darker sides of the human soul, a reminder that some curses are eternal. If this real, relentless tale of supernatural trauma sends a shiver down your spine, let it be a warning. The darkest chapters of history are sometimes written not with pain, but with the echoes of suffering souls. And as long as there are hearts burdened by the weight of past woe, the Bell Witch will forever. Her legacy is silent, chilling testament to the power of unresolved sorrow.